You know, every now and then in sports, a story comes along that just feels like it was written for a movie. A rookie, just 22 years old, stepping onto a massive stage for the very first time, with all the pressure you can imagine on his shoulders. Well, that's exactly the story we're diving into today, the incredible debut of Cooper Connolly.
So what's the difference, right? What takes a really good first game and turns it into something, well, something legendary? It's not just about scoring runs or taking wickets. The truly unforgettable performances, they have something else entirely. And there it is, grace under fire. It's one thing to have all the skill in the world, but it's another thing to stay completely calm and execute when everything around you is just descending into absolute chaos. And that, my friends, is the story of this match.
Okay, so let's set the scene. To really appreciate the heroics at the end, you first got to understand the setup. And it all started with the Gujarat Titans innings, which was, well, a classic tale of what could have been.
So if you look at how Gujarat batted, you see this pattern, right? Their big guns, Gill, Butler, Sudarshan, they all got going. They all looked comfortable. But not a single one of them could kick on and turn that start into a big, game-changing score. So what's the result? A total of 162, which, let's be honest, felt pretty light.
And you can bet they knew it. On a good batting track like that, a score of 162 is something to bowl at, sure, but it's definitely underwhelming. They absolutely left a crucial 15, maybe even 20 runs out there in the middle, and that decision would come back to haunt them. All right, let's flip over to the chase. Punjab Kings get their innings started, and for a long time, it looked like this was going to be a total cakewalk. A nice, simple, one-sided win. But this is T20 cricket, and things can change in the blink of an eye. I mean, at the halfway mark, Punjab were absolutely flying. They were scoring easily, our debutant Cooper Connolly was looking fantastic, the game just felt over. The required rate was under control, they had plenty of wickets, it was just the perfect chase in motion. And then, the wheels just came off. All of a sudden, wickets started to fall, 4 of them, boom, boom, boom. And in that time, they barely scored any runs. Just 8 runs scraped together, and this all happened in the space of just 16 balls. It was a stunning, brutal collapse that just completely flipped the game on its head.
So you go from an absolute cruise to this. In a heartbeat, Punjab's victory parade was grinding to a halt. All that momentum was gone, and suddenly, Gujarat were right back in the driver's seat.
But this is where the story pivots. This is the moment a great debut becomes a legendary one. Because while his entire team was falling apart around him, one player, he just stood tall.
And this, right here, tells you everything. On one side, you've got pure pandemonium. Batsmen are walking in and walking straight back out. The required rate is climbing like crazy. And on the other side, you've got the 22-year-old rookie, Cooper Connolly, who just did not blink. He was completely and utterly unflinching. So how do you do it? He just absorbed all that pressure and fired it right back. He gets to his 50 on debut with this beautiful, classy boundary. And what does he do on the very next ball? With all that pressure, he launches a massive 6 over the leg side. These weren't just runs on the board, these were statements. He was telling everyone watching that he was not going to be intimidated.
So if we pull back from all the individual drama, what was the real tactical key here? When you strip it all away, you can pretty much explain this entire match with one single statistic.
Just look at this chart. It's staggering. In their entire 20 overs, the Gujarat Titans hit a total of 3 sixes. 3. The Punjab Kings, they hit 14. That's not just a small difference, folks. That is a completely different philosophy of playing the game. And that's really the whole ball game. Hitting sixes, it isn't just for the highlight reels anymore. In today's T20 cricket, it's a weapon. Every time Punjab cleared that rope, it was like a pressure release valve for the chase, and it swung the momentum right back in their favor. That was the ultimate game changer.
So, after a game like that, what's the big picture? When the dust settles, what are the big takeaways for the teams? And of course, for the players themselves?
Well, for Gujarat, it's a frustrating loss. A real what-if game built on all those wasted starts with the bat. For Punjab, though, this is a massive win. It shows they've got real character and batting depth. It was also a great reminder of Yuzvendra Chahal's genius with the ball. But let's be real. The main headline, the only headline, is Cooper Connolly. This felt like the arrival of a special talent. In the end, a performance like this isn't just a flash in the pan. It's a sign of something much bigger. To state that composed, under that kind of intense pressure, in your very first game, well, that points to a player with the mindset of a true champion. So the question is no longer if Cooper Connolly has talent. The real question is just how big of a star is he going to become?